What's up? What is up, everybody? Welcome to Rashonology. As always, I am your host. Here is where we talk about videos, we get into it, and you get my commentary, and we chop it up and talk about it. But before anything, hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Rashonology on YouTube. Listen, y'all already know what time it is. We got a video here, and we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that some of our taxpayer dollars went to in the hopes of good DEI. And as you can see, my cat doesn't even like it. So let's see what we got going over here. Let's get to the video. Let's talk about it. So this is the White House Press Secretary, Caroline Leavitt. I guess that's how you pronounce her name. And she speaks to reporters outside of the White House.
I don't know the answer to that question, but like I told Caitlin, I can get back to you guys on that.
And do you know what expertise he has in the areas of global health or humanitarian aid to be able to assess what's happening at USAID?
Well, first of all, Elon Musk is a once-in-a-generation business leader. He is an entrepreneur. He serves as a great ally and a friend to the president. And I think Elon Musk also has a little bit of common sense. And I think the American people really appreciate that when it comes to the federal government, because it seems like all common sense has been lost in this city. And that's what you see when you look at USAID. I know Secretary Rubio made some comments about how he will be acting as the director over that agency.
So USAID. Let's see what we got going on here with them.
Here's the reason why Elon Musk and others have been taking a look, because if you look at the waste and abuse that has run through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that that organization has been spending money on.
So USAID has been getting money, and this is what they're spending it on. So let's see what we got.
$1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces.
$1.4 million to advance DEI in workplaces. Let's make sure we heard that right.
$70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland.
$70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland. Why are we doing DEI musicals in Ireland? $70,000.
Oh my God! You stupid.
That's stupid. Let's see what's next.
$47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia.
$47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia. Do you think that's the best use of taxpayer money?
You stupid. Oh my God!
So this is what the government over the last 4 years has been spending our money on.
$32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru.
$32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru.
I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government.
So there's a lot of fraud, waste, and abuse going on, and this is just some of the things that is unfortunate, because they are spending taxpayer dollars on dog shit, and a lot of people don't like Doge, but I am one of the people that think, yes, we need to audit the federal government. Nobody wants to hear that word. Nobody wants to hear audit this and audit that. And at the end of the day, a lot of people are going up in arms over this DEI stuff. They're like, oh, but what people fail to realize is when a lot of these companies and stuff, when they say diversity, equity, and inclusion, the only people who are getting included in this, it's not Black people. So when they say that, they're not talking about Black people. They're talking about that alternative lifestyle community. I don't want to get flagged. I'm trying to keep it clean for YouTube. They're talking about people in the alternative lifestyle. They're talking about transgender people. They're talking about people in the alphabet community. They're not talking about Black people. That's what they're talking about when they say like DEI hires. And I understand A lot of black people get so angry and they get so emotional when they hear DEI because they think that DEI means black when it doesn't. Because a lot of these positions that people have gotten, they've been in the alphabet community. They haven't been like black people. Those are the people that the previous administration wanted to include. And it sucks because if it were for black people and they could get a leg up, that would be different. But at the end of the day, they're taking these programs out. And if you're going off of merit, then it's like, if you're the best, it don't matter if you white, black, Asian, Indian. People want the best who can do the job. They don't want somebody in the job just because they're black or white or Asian or whatever. You see, the thing is, when it comes to engineers, you can't fake math. You either know it or you don't. You can't fake science. Like it doesn't matter. Either you know it or you don't, or either you're good in it or you're not. So if you're the best in your class in maths and STEM, math, science, engineering, things like that, it don't matter if you black, white, whatever, Indian. It don't matter because you're the best. Because 2 + 2 always going to equal 4. So I understand why black people get emotional being a black man, and it's like coming from where we come from, and everybody likes to say, oh, but slavery. But you got to understand something. Nobody owes anybody anything. And I think when people get out of that, now that doesn't mean that black people haven't been through some stuff, that we haven't been through this, that, and the third, that things didn't happen to us that were horrible and tragic. Yes, they absolutely did. But it is 2025. We cannot continue to run in victimhood. You got to go out there and be the best you can be. Go out there and be the best. Because if you're the best, the numbers are going to speak for themselves and things are going to come to you no matter what. You think there are black people out here that are striving, that are doing well. So I know I can strive and do well. There's no one holding you back. You got the internet, you got ChatGPT, you got YouTube, you got TikTok. If you want to learn or do anything, there's too many goddamn things at your disposal that will force you to learn whatever you want to learn. There's too many things that you can do, that you can learn. You know how many things I've looked up on TikTok or YouTube and found out how to do and then just did it? Just followed what the guy did in the video? In regards to cars, building stuff, anything like that. You know how many things my wife has done just by looking at a video and just doing it? There's no excuse at all. You have the internet. The internet is the ultimate equalizer. It's the ultimate equalizer. And it doesn't matter. You want to be the best in content creation? Put out good content. It don't matter if you got 500 subscribers or 5 million. If you have good content, your content will get shared and it will get out there. See, I don't believe in I'm owed something. I'm going to get it. I'm going to go get it. I'm going to figure it out. And I think too many people, not just black people, but I think too many people want to be victims. You can't be a victim and a victor at the same time. You got to pick one. So, yes, I understand people's irritation when it comes to DEI, and we're not going to be able to get included in things. And if there's a black guy and a white guy and they have the same resume, who's going to get picked? They're going to pick the white guy. Like, nah, man, we got to stop being victims at the end of the day. We got to stop looking at first of all, we got to stop looking at everything like everything's race related. Because if you want to be honest, right now it's more about class than race. You got to get you some money. Because it's about to be have-nots and have-yachts. That's what this is coming to. It's going to be the people that have a lot of money, and it's going to be the people that are broke. And that middle class, every year it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Every single year. So if I'm focused on anything, it ain't race. It's getting to the bag. However many bags you could get. Multiple streams of income. Go do that. You know how I know? Because there's black people, white people, Asian people, Indian people that I know that are getting to the bag and they ain't worried about DEI not being included. I mean, the country is so powerful that people have gotten very lazy. There are people on the internet complaining about going into the office at work. Let that sink in.
Stop it. Get some help.
People are complaining that they got to get up off their ass and go to work, that they can't work in their drawers like they did during the pandemic. I did a video on it. Go look. It's crazy. I didn't even know. I just thought you going to go to work. You get up, you go to work. Or if you got a business, you get up, you go to your business. And business owners work more than people that got a 9-to-5. If you know how long it takes to run a business, they work way harder than people who have 9-to-5s because they don't clock out at 5. They business, in order for their business to succeed, they got to keep working at business, whatever business it is. But there are people on the internet, federal employees, making thousands of dollars, 6 figures, 100, 150,000, 120,000. And they mad because they got to get out the house and go to work. That's how lazy we have gotten as a society. People don't even want to get out and work. Like if you just put in a half-ass effort, you're going to be better than 90% of people because people don't want to do nothing. They just want to sit and chill and everything's going to come to them. So we can't be victims. All right. I understand people's frustration and I understand what's happening, but you have to look at, like, go actually and look at what's going on. There was, and I don't even know if I can find the video. Let me see something real quick. If I can find this video, we're gonna see this DEI stuff. Aviator in front of commission. Maybe I gotta put black aviator. No. Black plane. I'm probably not gonna find it. Oh man. Let me see. No. See, I lost the video. I saw it earlier, but there was a black guy. There was a black man, and in the last administration, he had a title, and it was for the airports, like to monitor the airports and traffic control and all of that. And you would think he's sitting in front of this panel, and they're like, "So, what is this and what is that?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know. He's like, "Well, somebody in your position would need to know this. So if this procedure doesn't happen, then what's the next procedure we're supposed to do?" "Oh, I don't know. I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir." And you would look at that video and you would say, "Oh, they're being mean. Why are they disrespecting him like that?" When in fact, they're not disrespecting him. He should know his title demands that he knows what these procedures are. He knows what this is and what that is as pertains to airports and air traffic control and what needs to happen to avoid catastrophic damages and planes crashing into each other. He needs to know this as a supervisor, as a manager, and he don't even know. And that guy was appointed there because he was a DEI hire. And then was he the best person for the job? No, he's never been a pilot, never had no flying experience. Now, he does have military experience, so thank you for your service. But he's never been a pilot, never been in any type of aviation, has no sense of what needs to be what. But yet he was appointed in this position because it was a DEI hire. Now, God forbid, on his watch, 2 planes crash into each other and he don't know nothing about nothing because he's a DEI hire. Do you still want DEI hires or do you want the best person for the job? Do you want him to get hired because he's black, or do you want the best person for the job so we can avoid loss of life on a major scale? So it's not all about race. It's not all about race. You need to get out of that shit. There are people of all races and nationalities and everything doing well in America. That's why everybody fights to come here, because you could literally live the Scarface life. You could come from nothing and at the end of your life be a multi-freaking millionaire. Or put a billionaire and put people on. It's possible. So I just think we need to let a lot of stuff go. We need to let go of the victimhood. And and you see what they were spending our money on. You see where our taxpayer dollars were going, and that's just some of the things where our taxpayers were going. Now, before I go, I will say this: there are some programs that are needed, and the only thing I hope is that the people that are doing stuff in the inner city, the people who are doing stuff in the urban communities, we all know what that means, the black communities, the black and brown communities, the hood. We hope that the people that get the government funding, that are doing things for communities that I grew up in, we hope those guys don't get caught in the crossfire of this DEI shit. Because there are people that I know that got funding from the government that were actually doing real things when I was a kid, that actually were, doing things at the Boys and Girls Club, doing things in the community, keeping kids out of trouble, keeping kids off the street. Those people, I hope, don't get caught in the crossfire, because those people, they need that funding to help get these kids up off the street, help get them in productive situations and away from their environments, because your environment, especially as a kid, your environment controls a lot. So what I hope is that these people get the funding that they have always gotten, and this administration doesn't look over those people, because there are people that have government contracts that are doing some real good out here, and you will never hear about them, but they're local heroes for real, for real. So that's all I say about that. I'm on to the next one. Everybody be safe out here.